I can do this.
Okay, just take a few deep breaths. It can't be any worse than the first half, right? Oh, hell!
So we left off right after the dramatic rescue, and Ella and the prince are riding together.
Start to get feelings for him as you look at him in the ocean backdrop. And right away dramatically for no reason, you must be alone. You have got to be kidding me. I thought the ogre's makeup was bad, but that is the worst green screen I have ever seen in my life.
So, Ella takes Prince Char to the local giant hangout and talks him into smoothing things over with the giants, as she tries to find out where her fairy godmother is.
Horrible green screen.
Besides, they don't hold grudges. They're bigger than that.
Did you really have to put that pun there? Really? Was somebody gonna die if that pun wasn't inserted there? Was a kitten gonna get tortured? There has to be some reason that pun was there.
Hey look, public drunkenness. For kids! You know, every kid wants to see that their fairy godmother gets smashed when they're not looking.
Salagadoola, menchikaboola, bibbidi bobbidi boo.
What did I say? He can't hold his liquor.
Benny, show me Lucinda.
Looks like she's getting an FWI.
FWI.
Flying while intoxicated.
This is a kid's movie, right?
That's a fine young man you have here.
Oh, he's not fine. I mean mine. He is fine.
Be in love. Be in love.
Now let's hold off for another several scenes. Hathaway's dead.
Got no feel, I got no rhythm. I just keep losing my beat.
Oh, no, you're not. You're taking one of Queen's most beloved, most heartfelt songs, and you are wasting it on this movie?
Look, it's not good. It's barely passable, but I'm going to just say, if you're going to find a song in here for whatever reason to listen to, it's probably going to be this one. I mean, at least Hathaway, at least I think, doesn't use any voice modification. She sings herself in this, so that's like one point I can give to her. It's not good. It's not anything special, but it's not completely horrible.
Disney's Enchanted did it better. Did I just compliment a Disney movie? Curse you, Ella Enchanted! Curse you!
Hey, I'm here! Don't forget me! I'm a CGI snake!
Really, I'm spying.
Now I'll have some funny comedic scenes! Woohoo! That's where my nuts would be! What is this, the third time in this movie already?
Laugh! Laugh! No!
Addict? You didn't say that this would turn into a fetish nightmare.
I forgot this part.
Then again, Ponyo did it too.
I haven't seen that one.
All you have to do is watch the Nostalgia Critics review of it. And, he doesn't know how they did it either, and he also said something about not going to the Google bar. Stop going to the Google bar!
It's because of stories like Jack and the Beanstalk. Stinking Grimm brothers.
Oh, look! A fairy tale acknowledging fairy tales! We're clever!
Kiss me. That wasn't an order, you know.
I know.
That wasn't in order. Really. What made that statement any different than any of the other orders she's had to take in this movie? Anything? The tone? No. Everything's the same. Just because you said that wasn't in order, that means it wasn't in order?
The director and/or writers wanted them to have a moment.
No! Doesn't work like that! Doesn't matter. They kissed, and it was lovey-dovey magical gumdrop.
I recommend our newest procedure. Bat feces and oxen blood. Batox.
The only really funny thing here is it makes her face look like this later in the movie.
Show us what Shaw shower.
Oh, I wish I didn't hear that.
I bet he showers naked.
I wish I didn't hear that! My God, it's like someone threw a rabbit into a tiger pit!
Ella, this is my Uncle Edgar. Yes, well, hop to it then, both of you.
Yeah, Pinkie Pie does it better.
You were right about that girl. Very odd.
Almost as odd as a man that has a staff with a talking snake on it.
I'm going to ask her to marry me.
So you've known her less than a week. So the most logical step is... Say it with me, folks!
Marriage.
So Ella finds out Lucinda is at the, get this, done flying fairy retirement home.
I am so past caring at this point.
So now the evil uncle knows about Ella's curse and uses his newfound knowledge to make her shake what her mama gave her?
Wow, total power, and he's so stupid in using it. What a great villain he turned out to be.
At the stroke of midnight, you will take this dagger and plunge it through his heart and kill him.
No, I won't.
Okay, Dead Lady's promise isn't worth it anymore!
It's an order. She can't countermand it.
Dear Char.
Wait, we'll take it from here.
I've only known you a week. I hated you for half of that, but I can never see you again. And it's the worst feeling I've ever had in my life.
Goodbye forever, Ella.
I'm very upset because she sent me a letter saying she couldn't be with me anymore. So instead of trying to find out what happened, I'm just going to mope.
This may sound a little strange, but there's something I need you to do for me.
I need you to go back into the forest and rally all the elves and giants you can find.
Where he got those chains will never be asked. Oh, and here comes the may the plot be with you convenience arc fairy godmother. Out of freaking nowhere.
The obedient one.
I need you to take the gift back.
Everybody loves my gifts.
I am begging you. I will do anything you ask. Please, take it back.
Get rid of it yourself. Don't blame me for your problem.
Listen to the girl who's chained herself to a tree to make this stop.
And in fact, just to prove what a gem I am.
No!
I will restrain myself from talking about this plot point until the end, because it's just that far out of left field. Not even left field. It basically throttles one of the strongest points of the novel, right here.
She awkwardly flails her way to Char, who demands that she tell him how she really feels. So she has to, of course. And he takes her to the Hall of Mirrors to propose to her, where there is nobody around but them two and the villain. So at the stroke of midnight, well, you can guess.
Ella, Frau, will you marry me? Don't understand. If our love is strong, we can conquer anything.
Oh no, please tell me she's not.
You will no longer be obedient!
Oh yes, that's right.
That's the power of love. That's the power of love.
Ah!
She was just toying with your emotions, Char. So she could get close to you and commit the murder herself.
Well, I guess he didn't hear that "you will not be obedient" screamed into his ear!
We just have to find a way to get past those guards.
So wait, she tells Slannon to rally all of the elves and giants he could find, and a grand total of 2 giants and 1 measly singing band shows up.
Don't forget the 3 random ogres who just happened to be there. So they break Ella free. She doesn't bat an eye over the fact that ogres are helping her now. And get this, you'll never guess how the uncle plans to kill his nephew. Out of all the hundreds of creative, inventive, and plausible ways to kill him, he picks...
That's Char's crown.
He's poisoned it.
Poisoning the crown.
Okay, unless that green ooze is acid, no. No.
Now, keep in mind, everyone, he poisoned the crown himself. That's really important later.
Okay, I can't get over this. He wants to kill the prince with a poison gas crown. Okay, I just need to point this out. It's poison gas!
We remember the awful sights in the hospital. The gas patients who, suffocating, cough up their burnt lungs in clots.
It can envelop a room and kill not just the prince, but everyone in it, including you! You idiot!
So they're about to crown the prince with the poison crown. Hold it there, right there, an inch over his head so Ella can swing the doors open as slowly as possible. Just keep it right there. Yep, a little longer.
Drop that crown!
Time for the slapstick fight, and they call in the Red Guard, a supposedly amazing group of fighters who are the emergency backup and the ones that can take over the whole kingdom if the king chooses to call them, and...
Say it. Just say it.
Go Power Rangers!
Except lamer. Ella and co beat the whole brigade in a couple of minutes. It doesn't even look impressive.
What's so that dagger you're about to plunge into my back was just an early wedding present?
Okay, maybe I did try to kill you, but that wasn't me!
Exposition dump as we fight. Gee, you know what movie did this whole having a serious conversation while we're fighting off our impending doom better?
Elizabeth! Will you marry me?
I don't think now's the best time!
Yeah.
So they defeat the Power Rangers and the snake tries to kill Char.
Again, pausing for about 10 seconds just so Ella can point him out.
You vile little girl.
Really? That's the worst insult you can come up with? Even in a PG movie? Really?
He wasn't fit to wear this crown. And you're not fit to wear this crown.
Okay, remember how I said he poisoned the crown?
Yeah?
And how he did it? Fully intending for Char to die by poison crown.
Yeah?
Get a load of this.
This crown is mine. This kingdom is...
Oops. Oops. Oops!
Yeah, that's right. He somehow forgot that he poisoned the crown.
That is the worst villain death I have ever seen in my entire life viewing movies. No competition. Hey, look, I'm back. Let me introduce a song and dance number.
Eric Idle, you are such an amazing actor. Why?
Stop fetishing in the corner. I see what you're doing. I'll get the water squirter.
Oh, and look! The king isn't really dead. He's just mentally crippled for life, in spite of the fact that that crown was supposed to kill Char. But a dead king isn't funny. A stupid one is.
Now, if this movie was intentionally trying to be stupid and parody the folklore with the modern takes of our reality with theirs, with the attitudes and set designs, it'd still be crap. But at least it would have a reason for it. The book, as you say, is not this comedically stupid at all. So the fact that they did this to such a stupid degree, Miramax should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, they should literally dip themselves in acid.
I will do my best to avoid nitpicking every tiny little difference in the novel, since there are just too many differences, and go with the main 4 things that they horribly screwed up. First of all, the curse. Yes, they screwed up the curse. The curse has no physical power over her, meaning that if she was told to freeze in midair, the curse would not hold her there. What happens is, if she cannot obey, she will experience all kinds of painful, uncomfortable, and frightening symptoms, and the more she tries to fight the obedience, the worse they get, until she feels like she's about to die. Second of all, fairies. In the novel, there aren't any incompetent fairies. There are stupid fairies, but not incompetent ones, and they don't go advertising their existence. Ella didn't even know the cook of their household, Mandy, was a fairy until she finally admitted it. And she didn't look youthful at all. In fact, most fairies purposely blend in or even make themselves unattractive on purpose so people aren't always asking them to do things. So right from the start, Mandy had the ability to lift the curse off of Ella, but she explained that she wouldn't do it because that was big magic. And doing big magic always has unintended consequences, which is what makes it so dangerous. So right off, the main ally of our heroine has a real conflict herself because she loves Ella dearly, but chooses not to cause worse things to happen by lifting her curse. Third point. Remember when I said that scene throttled a major plot point in the novel? What really happened was that Mandy got so fed up with all the pain Ella had to go through that she challenged Lucinda to take a taste of her own medicine. So for 3 months, Lucinda turned herself into a child under the curse of obedience. She came back so broken, so horrified at what she'd done, that she swore off big magic forever. Even as Ella begged her to do big magic just one more time to free her, Lucinda refused because she had learned her lesson that hard. And lastly, the love interest. I'm not entirely sure of the timeline, but I get the sense that at least 2 years passed between Ella meeting Char and the climax of the novel. They don't get to see each other too much, but they write letters back and forth quite frequently. Their falling in love is developed to the point where, when he confesses in a letter, Ella realizes that she has to break his heart or risk becoming a tool of his enemies. So she writes him not a goodbye letter, but a letter supposedly written by her stepsister about how Ella made fun of all his letters and ran off to marry some rich earl. She makes sure he thoroughly hates her so that her curse will never put him in danger. When circumstances bring them together and he says those fated words, "Marry me," she feels the compulsion to obey as well as her own desire to marry the man who's become her best friend. She fights the compulsion with everything she has, and yes, she feels like she's going to die. She struggles with the curse for a good long while, looking like she's gone completely crazy before she finally bursts out, "No!" and breaks the curse. Then, of course, she turns around and asks if she could marry him, and then happily ever after. Look, I understand things have to change when you turn a book into a movie, but the movie didn't get a single one of the major points right, and not only that, it insulted my intelligence every 5 minutes. I am willing to grade a movie on its own merits, but even on its own merits, this movie fails miserably. So as you can see, it's a great young adult novel that, if I'm not mistaken, won a few awards. Here, let me go check. CJ, it won all these awards. Do you see that?
Yes.
Twilight won 2 awards, and this one, all these? I'm going to cry.
I know, I mean, someone looked at this book and said, "No, let's modernize it, LOLs. Let's add the attitudes and the personalities, and 10-year-olds and produce it like Fairy Tale and Uber Room and blah 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 blah." Butt crack!
On the plus side, an upcoming movie with Anne Hathaway in it may make up for this blot on cinematic history.
Are you kidding me? No. No. She has dug a hole way too deep for herself. There is no way that she could do anything to get rid of the moniker cancer of fairy tale movies or movies, period. There is nothing you could show me or tell me that could ever make me think of...
I dreamed that love would never die. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living. Life has killed a dream I dreamed.
Okay then. Anne Hathaway, you have one chance. One chance to redeem yourself after that. One. You blow this, you are done.
I have gone to a dark place.
I'm Channel Jacker.
Fiction Addict.
And we are the StoryTrollers.